What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I've got some r/IDOWorkHereLady stories for you, one of my favorite subreddits. So without further ado, let's jump straight into them. Pizza delivery to a rude, nasty, condescending and rich Karen while I was 8 months pregnant for a weird reason. This happened 15 years ago. My daughter is now a wonderful person too, definitely not a Karen. I worked at pizza place with a red hat logo as a driver while I was very pregnant. I'd ordered a new work shirt as I'd gotten way too big in the belly to have my shirt cover my belly bump. My watermelon style belly was getting rather round due to all the free pizza I was getting from my managers that wanted to help my skinny butt grow a baby better. Well, I was allowed to wear a plain black t-shirt as long as I had my name tag and hat on until a new shirt arrived the next day. I got a delivery run in the very rich area of town called Feathersound. At first I was really happy because this area was known for its great tips, and when you are a driver you want all the tips you can get because you are not reimbursed for your fuel costs, except $1 a run minimum, and this was during a time where gas prices were the worst we had seen in like 8 years. These people had ordered a huge amount of food, 15 boxes of medium pizzas altogether. They had a sale on medium pizzas at the time. I walked up to the door first with no pizza to make sure I got the right address and to see if anyone would want to help grab so many boxes, as I was rather obviously fat with a baby. I get to the door and the almost typical Karen woman, minus the blonde hair and instead she had black Dorothy Day-like hair, answered it and almost yells at me before I can speak. "Who are you? Who invited you to the party?" Very rudely. I hesitate for a split second in a bit of shock and say, "Sorry mom, I had to order a new work shirt, but I'm your delivery driver Liz for your pizza order." She states to me rudely, but not as bad, "But where is the pizza then? And why are you pregnant?" She said that last word with some disgust in her voice. I said as nicely as I could at first, "Mom, I'm sorry for any confusion, but since it was such a large order, I wanted to check to see if this was the right door, and to see if possibly someone could help me carry the 15 boxes up to your lovely home." It was a McMansion with a long walk from the curb to the front, and I had a small oil leak in my car and didn't want to even dare ask to use her pristine drive. "And I'm pregnant because, well, it happens when you get married," I said. Now I said that last sentence a little bit condescending as she was scowling at me. She then started to go on a long diatribe of how she was not going to help me or have anyone else help me, as, pregnant or not, it is your job to serve me. And how nothing better be eaten or I will call you and get you fired. I got really sick of her attitude and my feet were hurting from being on them all day in my current condition, so I just said no problem and walked to the car while she was still talking. I know she was technically in the right, but it doesn't hurt to see if someone doesn't have a heart or possibly a spare kid to lend me for a few minutes to get everything taken care of faster. I decided to be a bit of an idiot and stack all 15 pizzas and walk carefully to the door so I could get away from her as fast as I could. She was standing there realizing I'd had enough of her with her arms crossed and stood away from the door and said, "Put them on the table inside now." I realized that she was just being a butthole, as I saw many children about 12 to 15 years old that could have helped out, or at least gotten them from the door to the table, as there was a policy that we were never to enter a home due to risks of mugging or other attacks. I didn't want to fight her at this point and wanted away from her, so as I passed her into the home, I said, "Mom, it is policy that we don't enter the house, but since this is just too many to try to take out of my arms, I will quickly do it." This turned out to be the best thing, because as I got to the table, her sweet husband saw me from the kitchen, and he realized what was going on as his wife had started whining again about poor service and stating again that your pregnant self better had not eaten any of my sweet children's food. Once I gave her the receipts and the total when I got back to the door, her husband got really red in the face, and as she started to hand me a check, which I could see that she had left me literally 5 cents as a tip, he grabbed it from her quietly, read the amount, and gave her a face that said, "Shut up, Karen." He then proceeded to hand me in cash the cost of the food and a $50 tip. She was silent as this happened and kept her head low, and one of the children then said, "Wow, that is so much pizza, mummy. Why did you have her take it all up? We could have helped, like last time we had a party and we helped that old man." This statement got her really bugged out eyes, as I just smiled and thanked them both for ordering with our pizza place. As the door shut, you could see that her husband was glaring at her, and her eyes were the size of dinner plates. As I got to the car, I could hear the faint, stern voice of her husband, which sounded like he was laying into her. When I got back to the restaurant, apparently the husband had called to apologise to the nice pregnant woman for his horrible wife's treatment, as she always gets nasty to pregnant women as she had to adopt all of their children. What a nice husband, dude. I hope she learns not to be an idiot to women just because they are with a child, and she is unable to birth one herself. I do respect her for adopting at least more than one child, not to mention adopting even one child. And at the end of the day, I got some much needed baby items with that $50 despite her rudeness. Yeah, really nice story. It is a shame that you had to work while severely pregnant. You know, 8 months in is, yeah, you're going to be pretty big at that point and pretty handicapped. But still, you know, some people have to work right up until their pregnancy because that's, you know, life. I do imagine it was a little bit of a surprise for this mum when she saw you on her doorstep with 15 pizzas, but still, once you see that and you react to it, surely you then help out. That's just the kind thing to do. Clearly the husband knows what's up. Yeah, he knows your position. It's a tough one. The $50 tip is insanely generous, so fair play to him. But overall, yeah, it's just very spiteful from this woman. I get it why she may be jealous because you can give birth naturally, but still, come on, not helping someone and just abusing them for being pregnant at all, that's not on. Moving on to our second story, yes, I am the temporary manager. Karens really don't believe you if you look young, huh? A bit about me so it's easier to understand the situation. About a year and a half ago, I worked at a grocery store, one of many, and I got the job as a manager. Now note, I wasn't a full manager, I was simply filling in until someone else comes in as I did not have the full training for it. I'd only worked at the store for 8 months, but was more than capable of doing a manager's job. Ordering, counting the money, closing up and opening, making sure everything is up to date, I was doing my job. I did, however, look young as I actually was. The store I worked in had many rude customers who would walk in looking to cause trouble, as if God had sent them on a mission and said,
"Go, my child, ruin some poor cashier's day."
So, this day is like any other. I'm in the dairy section looking for things that are going out of date. The only employees are 2 cashiers, 1 janitor, and me. I hear a commotion at the cash registers, but since my co-workers are way older than me, I figure they can handle the situation. Keyword here, figure. I hear someone stomping towards me. It's like the gates to heck opened, and this absolute unit of a Karen marches towards me. Her face is filled with anger. She takes a look at me, turns around, and stomps back. What? I clearly have a little name badge which says OP, manager. I heard commotion again, but I am on a tight schedule here, so I continue taking out all the bad cheese. Not 1 minute later, I hear stomping again, and in the most annoying squeaky voice, she asks, "Are you the manager?" "Yes, how may I help you?" "No, you can't be the manager. You are an imposter. I know all the employees in this store, and you are not one." I don't know why she's screaming at me, but in a calm voice, I say, "I am the temporary manager. Is there anything I can do for you?" She yells, "I demand the real manager. A kid like you cannot be one. Give me the real manager." I try to explain that I am one, but she keeps screaming like a pig being strangled to death. I tell her that she can then call my boss. There is a number near the exit on the board, and she storms out. I hear her complaining about how I am a liar and won't get the real manager out, how there is a kid at the store who is working illegally, how I am incompetent and should be fired if I really work there. 10 minutes later, my boss pulls up. He explains to the Karen that I am in fact a manager and asks again how I could help. Turns out she ate a whole 24 pack of sausages and only then noticed they were 3 days till the expiration date, not even expired. And then she demanded a refund. Safe to say, she got kicked out. I tell you what guys, 24 sausages in one sitting? I assume it was one sitting? That is an incredible, you know what, you need to go on like some sort of eating challenge. You know those hot dog challenges where you try and shovel as many hot dogs as you can into your mouth in like, I don't know, 10 minutes? This Karen needs to do that. She could get a record. Other than that, yeah, I'm not surprised she got kicked out. I mean, why is she causing a fuss for no reason? I hope I did her voice justice, by the way. What did you say? A pig being strangled to death. I think I was close. I may not have been spot on. You guys let me know. I think the moral of the story is some people are just crazy. crazy, and that's life. Now, before I go, I do quickly have time to show you guys one little bit of fan art. This one is actually mad impressive. Take a look. So, Catherine says, I have tears in my eyes because I've watched all of Redditor's vids, so enjoy some fan art I did. With a GIF for the art. I mean, firstly, that is incredible to watch all of my videos. There are like over 350. If any of you have done that as well, drop me a comment, but be serious. I want to know, in all honesty, have you done it? Because that is incredible if you have. And also, looking at the actual bit of fan art itself, I'm a big fan of GIFs, GIFs, whatever they're called, and this is a really nice one, so thank you very much. Anyway guys, that is going to do it for this episode of r/IDOWorkHereLady. You know what, if you are not like Catherine, you haven't watched all my videos, I'm going to chuck a playlist up on screen of all my videos. If you haven't watched them and you're bored, go through, binge them all. It's very impressive that someone could do this. Yeah, mad. If you want to have a go and give it a go. It will take you a long time, but it might just be worth it.